Alright guys, sorry I'm a little late getting this one out. Couldn't get the kids to cooperate, and I've been playing hell with that Peterbilt after I finally figured out what my problem was, which was rather simple for pretty much deleting the whole truck. So, don't mind the desktop, it's always messy. I send everything to my desktop. So what we're going to do here is an ad strip. You're going to need 3 programs to make this work. Obviously, you're going to need Giants Editor. That comes with your game. If some of you guys don't even know how to use Editor or Blender, I'll help you as much as I can through this. Say something in the thread on the corporate page. If that's maybe a tutorial you guys want, how to navigate around in a couple of those programs, um, I'll be happy to do one. I know Chris has got some tutorials too. I don't know what all he's got to offer as far as those go, but I'll get with him and find out. But anyway, you're going to need 3 programs. One is obviously Giants Editor. This comes with the game. You're going to want that, which this is Editor, if you don't know. I think it comes with the game. Pretty sure it does. Anyway, you can go to their Farming Simulator website or Giant Software, and it will direct you to Editor. But I'm pretty sure it comes with the game. You're going to need Blender. You got to have it. If you're going to do any modding, you're going to want Blender. And you're going to need paint.net. Some of you, I know Jeff is real good with Photoshop, so he could he could really do some kick-ass ad strips. I've never used Photoshop. Um, I'm going to start using it, but for this video, we're going to use paint.net. So you're going to need that, Blender, and Giants Editor. So if you've got those 3 programs, we can start working on that. I'm going to show you 2 different ways to do these, 2 different styles. You can pick and choose how you want to do it. So the first thing you want to do is open paint.net. It always pops up with a white screen. First thing you do is hit Control A. It'll put a grid around it. Look kind of funny. You want to hit Delete. That makes this transparent. And that's what you want for an ad strip. It'll actually make it look like an ad strip logo, whatever you want to call it. The next thing you want to do is resize this, because this will be huge, and then Giants doesn't read. Certain texture sizes will give errors in your mod. So you want to go to Image right here at the top and go to Resize, and this needs to be 512 and 256, I believe. I'll tell you when I look at it. Yes. So you resize it to 512, 256. For the sake of this one, we're going to pick a color. We'll just go with this bright blue. There's a lot you can do with these colors in here, guys. Adjusting hues and saturations, RGB values. I mean, there is a ton that you can do. Oh, goodness gracious. So once you've resized it and you've made it transparent, pick a color, and you're going to go to the text icon. Just click on it. You can change your font if you want. I'm going to change it to if people would stop messaging me here. Go to your font, and I'm going to change it to Old English. You can do any of these that you want to do. We're going to change our size to 96. And we're just going to call this sticker. You actually can move this over. Sticker. All right, now that you've done that, you want to go to File, Save As. You want to save this as a DDS. Giants doesn't like PNG files anymore. I believe that was for 15. DDS, name it, whatever you want to name it. I'm just going to name it sticker. As you can see, I send a lot to my desktop. So if you guys want to make a subfolder to send your things to, I do that when I'm working on a mod, but if I'm doing something simple, I throw it to my desktop so I know where it's at. It's pretty messy sometimes, but I'm the only one who uses my computer. So I'm going to send that to desktop. I'm going to save it. Take note of this. You want to make sure your settings are what you see here. I'll give you a second to look at that. DXT3 explicit alpha, cluster fit, perceptual, and generate MIP maps. You want to make sure that you're there. That should be your defaults. If it's not, switch it. Once you've made sure of that, go ahead and save it, and you can close this. It's done. It's going to be on your desktop. Now that you've done that, you want to open Blender. If you know something about Blender, it's not too bad. Really, Blender's kind of intimidating at first, but you kind of get used to it after a while. It's just a lot of trial and error. I've been in and out of this. I have failed many times in this, so don't get frustrated. If you're going to do any type of modding, that's the last thing you want to do, is get frustrated, because it will do just that. Anytime you open Blender, you're going to have this screen every time. Hit delete. This is going to be this is your lamp. Cube's always there. Well, this is the camera, cube, lamp. You can delete these one at a time, or you can delete them all together. If you hold Shift and right click, keep holding Shift and right click these objects, that's all three of them. If you look over here in the top right, you'll see that they're all highlighted. And just hit delete. That clears your screen out. Similar to Editor, but much different. Next thing you want to do is go to Create, which is over here on the left on these tabs. You got Tools, Create, Relations, Animations, Physics, Grease Pencil. You want Create, and you're going to create a plane. It'll pop right up here for you. Next thing you want to do is come up here. You can rename it if you want to addstrip, sticker, whatever. This is the name it will read in Giants Editor. In your scenograph, this is what it's going to say, sticker. So if you want to name it dog shit, I mean, that's what it'll show up as. So come up here to this little plus symbol and drag this out. And you're going to want to scale this down, because this right here will be huge in Giants Editor. So come over here to scale, and on X you want 0.245 and just hit enter. Y you want 0.500, and on Z You want 0.500. You're going to go to dimensions. The first one stays the same on X. Y is the only one you need to change here. 0.999. Once you've done that, you can close that back out. This is your plane. Keep in mind, planes, what we're doing is going to be transparent anyway. I use planes to fill in for grills, so you can't see through them. If I don't have an engine or something in there, or a radiator, which makes no sense to me if it's not an opening hood. There's no sense in having a detailed engine. It's a bigger file size than you need. But I'll use planes in my grills to fill in gaps for daylight so you can't see through them. They are transparent on one side. Even though this is black in here, you'll see right through it in GE. You only see this side. You want to go into where it says object mode down here in the left. You want to click on it and you want to go to edit mode. It'll turn it orange, pink. It will change colors. Alright, after you've done that, up here in the top right above that plus sign you drug out, it looks like a little spider web, 3 little lines. Put your cruiser on that and drag this out. What you're going to do now is come down to this white cube right down here beside view. Click the top arrow. You can just click the cube, it'll do the same thing. You want UV image editor. It'll pop this up, there won't be anything in it right now. Come back over here to your left side. On your keyboard, you want to hit the letter U. You want to come to Smart UV Project. Change your island margin to 3. Click it over. Hit OK. You're going to see it outlined over here on the right side. If you drag your mouse over here and just hit A, it will highlight it. Now, up here in the top right, under where you typed in sticker, is your materials tab. There's a camera, there's a world, a cube, wrench. This is your materials tab. You want to add a material. Click on this one, which is, I don't know if my mouse keeps up with me on Bandicam, so I'm trying to, it's the bronze looking ball beside the checkerboard looking thing there. That's your material. It will tell you type active data, display, edit material. Click on that. Just click new. You don't need to change the color or anything, just leave it alone. As long as it's here, you're good. Next thing you want to do is add a texture, which is right beside of it. You want to click new. Now in this one, you want to come down here under the black screen and click open. This is where you're going to want to remember where you put that, if you put it in a folder or on your desktop. I put mine on the desktop. It's down here at the bottom under sticker. Double clicking it will not open it. Highlight it and come back to the top right and click open. It'll pop up here in this screen. Alright. Now that you have that, in the screen on your right, you're going to see new and open. You want to click open and you're going to open the same file again. Sticker, open. Now if you come back over here, on your left side, you're going to see a white ball. You click on it and you can go up to texture. It's going to show you what it's going to look like. Okay. Make sure you tab out of that to where it's not highlighted orange anymore. If you click this and close this with its highlighted orange, you're going to lose your work. So here, you don't want to exit out of nothing here. You go tab out, come down here to the X, and just close that. This will disappear. You'll still have this here. Alright, this is an important part here, or it won't show up in GE. Over here on this side, where it says sticker DDS, under image, you want to close that. You're going to see it disappears out of this screen. And you want to go up here and close the texture. Alright. Now, you're going to come up here to File, go down to Export, Giants i3D. I'm just going to go ahead and send it to the desktop as an untitled i3D. You can, well, we'll change it. Right up here at the top, click in between the dot and the D, and just name it sticker. Alright, hit enter, and hit export i3D, and it should bring you back here. Don't close this screen in case something went wrong. Just leave it open. Hopefully it didn't, but if it did, I'll show you how to fix it. Everything should be fine. Just go ahead and minimize Blender. So here you're going to see your i3D. Double click it so it opens up. We're going to close that out. When we zoom in here, you're going to see a transparent so there it is. Up here on the top left, you're going to see sticker. That's what we named it in Blender. If you click on this, over here on the right, you should be able to click on diffuse texture. If you cannot, it did not, something went wrong in Blender, you didn't do it right. You have to be able to click on this. Let me show you what I did there. So we're going to open diffuse texture. Come to these three dots up here where it says Gen single color texture. Open it. We know that that DDS file is on our desktop named sticker. Down here at the bottom. Click it. Click open. There it is, and it's transparency. Just hit X, and there it is, and it's transparent. Now this can be applied. Remember what I said, you can't see the back side of these. They are transparent from the other side. Rotate it and spin it around, you'll be able to see it. Now this can be applied to any one of your vehicles. And you can scale it up and down in here with X, Y, and Z. This is a good size, but if you want it bigger, you're going to put it on a trailer or a barn door or whatever. You can make these as big as you want. I just do them that size in Blender so they're a little easier to work with in here from the get-go. But there it is. That's how to create an easy ad strip in Paint.net with just kind of messing around. So believe me, after you figure this out, you will find other ways to do add strips, other ways to import pictures and things that you want. Some of you guys might be a lot more creative than I am, so when that's done, you're going to want to just hit X and make sure you save it. And you're going to want to put these two in a folder together. That way, when you open it up, it's going to be, we'll just leave it, call it new folder, and throw these in here together. If you leave them scattered out, it won't read it. So if you're in here and you open it back up and you've clicked on it over here and you want to get to it fast, just hit F on your keyboard. And there it is. I'm not going to save it this time. As long as it's in a folder with itself, it's yours to keep and do what you want with. You've already applied the texture to it, the one-time texture. You don't have to do that again unless you're going to change something. So that is that one. I'm going to go ahead and throw this away because I don't want it. We're going to do one now that has this piss on a Ford guy because I just don't like Ford. What this is just an image. I went to Bing and I typed in piss on a Ford image, and this is what I got. So what you want to do is open this in paint.net. And a really easy way to do that is just drag it in there. But before we do that, we need to create a plane again. And the reason I got rid of that one is so I could run you through this again real quick. So in paint.net, first thing you do is Control A, puts the little lines around it. You want to hit delete, makes it transparent. Next we're going to go to image. We're going to resize 512. Height is 256. Just remember in Giants, Farming Simulator 17, the power of 2. You get to getting real big, you'll get errors. Textures will be too big. So now that we're going to be adding our little piss on the Ford guy, all we're going to do is save this as a DDS file. So save as DDS. We'll name this one logo. I'm going to send it to my desktop. I'm going to click save. And it's going to be right here. Next thing we'll do is we'll take our piss on a Ford guy. I think when you get these off the internet, they're JPNG or something. They're not DDS files, and you need to make it one. So just grab it and just drag it right into paint.net. Now see, he's smaller, so we're going to resize him to the same size as our plane. And that's 512. Get beside it, 256. Hit OK. Now he's going to be the same size as our plane. We're going to save him as a DDS file as well. Yeah, it's a JPEG. You want to save that as a DDS file as well. We'll just leave it piss on a Ford. Desktop. Save. OK. Close this back out. Now this one's also a DDS file. So back in Blender, we've got this one done. We can go to File, hit New, and reload Startup File. Shift, right click, right click, right click, delete. We're going to go ahead and create. You can save these two. I mean, it would just been just as easy to save that plane, but I figured for the sake of kind of giving you guys an idea, we'd do it twice. So you got your plane. Come up here to your plus sign. Open it. We're going to rescale it. Your X value is 0.245. Your Y value is 0.500. And your Z is 0.500. Some of these numbers might not have to be changed. I do it. You can play with it however you want. Dimensions, you can leave the 490 alone. You want 0.999 for Y, and you can leave Z alone. Close this back out. Alright. Now we're going to come down here to object mode, and we're going to go to edit mode. Come up here to your little spider webs. Open that up. We're going to go to the white box, click it, and UV image editor. Come back over here. You're going to hit U, Smart UV project, island margin 3, hit OK, hit A. We're going to go to our material tab. Well, we can rename it. I'm going to go ahead and rename it up here at the top, logo, and hit enter. Material tab, click on it, just hit new and assign. Textures tab, new, and come down to open. We know where that logo is. It's logo DDS. We made it a DDS file. Click on it, hit open. I'm not sure why he's not popping up. Let's go to open. Oh, it was the piss on the Ford guy. Yeah, my bad. Piss on the Ford DDS. Open. You're going to do the same thing down here. You want to open this one, desktop, piss on the Ford DDS. There he is. He'll be clearer in editor. Now you come down to your white ball like we did before. You come up to your texture tab. There he is. Make sure you're not highlighted. So as you can see, it's highlighted now. Tab out of that. All right, you come down here and you close him out. This is what you're going to get. Come down here to where under image, close that. It clears the black box. Close the one above it. File. Export as Giants i3D. I'm going to send it to my desktop. And we'll call it I'll just call it Ford guy. Hit enter. Export. We'll leave it open just in case we did something wrong. This is the same way I got the skulls on my fenders, except I baked that texture on there where this one's not actually baked. If you bake them on there, they will look better. We can do that at another time. I just wanted to get you guys a basic idea on an addstrip. So you open up your i3D file, click on logo, make sure you can click on diffuse. Okay. If you don't have this option over here for diffuse, it did not export correctly. There's our plane. We're going to hit diffuse. Come up here to your three little dots. We know that's on our desktop. And it was the piss on the Ford. That was the DDS. Click on that. Click open. Hit X. There he is. In all his glory. Oops. And then that can be applied to your vehicle. So that gives you guys an idea on how to do, your own logo. So that's it. That's how you do an ad strip. Like I said, you'd save this the same way we did the other one. If we had a vehicle in here, we'd plaster this thing to the side of it. I don't know if most of y'all know or not. If there was a truck in here and we stuck this on the side of it, if we imported this into our truck, this logo is going to be down here at the bottom. It wouldn't actually be connected to the truck, so it's when you got to cut and paste. And we'll do another video on that. I know a lot of guys talk about putting things in and they don't show up, and that's why. But that's it, guys. That's how you do that's how I do ad strips. Hopefully it helps you. I'm sure somebody out there may have a quicker, easier way. This is how I do them, and like I said, you get into baking these, if you get a color that you want that you can tie in with it, like I did the skulls, the background was already black, so it went well with the truck. And after baking it, it just looked a lot better. It made everything kind of pop on it. So, thanks for watching, guys.